Okay, so we are trying to decide if the triangles are similar. So in order to figure out if they're similar, first thing we need to check is check the angles. So I can see clearly that it has three angles that are the same. Remember, angles have to be exactly the same. So I see this is the same as this, and then the third angle is both 90 degrees. So check your angles to start. And then the other thing you need to show is that you've checked the sides. So if these are similar, then the corresponding sides have to have that same ratio. So is 6/9 the same as 10/15, which is the same as 8/12? And you want to check on your calculator if these are all the same. And yes, these are all 2/3. So that's how we know that they're similar. So that's your work. So that you want to say yes. And then your similarity statement is ABC. This is your symbol similar, and you want to just make sure you write the order of the letters correctly. Is similar to DEF. Now remember, for your scale factor, this is your number, but remember, we need to flip it, so your scale factor is 3/2. Okay, same question, next problem. So let's see if these are similar. So notice it's flipped around, so be careful when you're matching up the numbers. So AB should match up to EF, which is 6. And then let's do BC, which is 8. Should match up to FG. And then you can check the other two sides because there's 4. But really, I can stop here because notice right away, these two fractions are not the same. So no, these do not have that same ratio. So these are not similar. So if they're not similar, then you don't have a similarity statement and there's no scale factor. Okay, now the level 2 problems is where I tell you they're similar and you want to set up a proportion. So remember, we always start with the X, and then we're going to go to the other triangle. Just make sure you're using the correct letters. So EF matches up with BC, so there's my 6. And then go to the other side, which is 14, matches up with the 7. We're going to cross multiply, so I have 7x equals 84. You can divide, and you can get x equals 12. Now, scale factor from here to here, so we're going to do 7/14, which is 1/2. But remember, for the scale factor, we need to flip it, so it's actually 2, right? This triangle is bigger than this triangle by a factor of 2. Okay, next one. Again, start with the side that has the x. It doesn't matter which side you pick. I'm going to start with the x plus 7. But the x plus 7 matches up with the 18 on the other triangle. And then I'm going to use the x plus 2 on back to the small triangle. But be careful here. Notice this is created with PR, which is the first and the third letter. Notice that matches up with RT, so that matches up with the 8. The 9 we don't use at all, okay? We're going to cross multiply, so we want to put this in parentheses. And then same thing with the x plus 2. So let's distribute. I have 8x plus 56 equals 18x plus 36. Notice it just x's and numbers, okay? And we're going to just solve for x. So I'm going to subtract the 8x from both sides. So I have 56 equals 10x plus 36. Subtract the 36. I have 20 equals 10x. And lastly, divide by 10. So you're going to get x equals 2. And then it also asks for PR. So look back here. PR is x plus 2. So 2 plus 2 is 4. Okay, last problem. We're going to do the shadow problem, and all of these problems, your picture is going to look like this. You're going to have a big triangle, and then you'll have a little triangle. This is the building, and this is you. So you're 5.5 feet tall. Your shadow's in the front of you. Your shadow is 10. And the shadow of the building is the whole thing, and this is your building. So notice you have the big triangle, and then you have that little triangle in the inside. So again, start with your x. That matches up to 5.5 on the little one. Go back to the big triangle. Matches up to the 10. Cross multiply. And you're going to get this. Divide, divide. So this is 16.5.